Welcome back to Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun, Anime Review, episode number 4. This one discussing only 5 episodes this time instead of last time where I covered freaking 8. This one only 5. It's basically the rest of the Vision Pathway arc. Though I should point something out though. The final chapter, arc 39, is not officially adapted into the final episode of season 1. Which you're thinking, really? Yeah, probably because nothing really much to do with what the exact arc is. Now, mostly put what happens in episodes 16 to 20. That's what we're covering here. First up, we have it where we pick up not long after the events of, like, the whole... Now, basically what happens in episode 16 is basically something that will basically continue for the next couple episodes. We have it where a mysterious barrier pops up, like walls pop up all over the school, and everybody's trapped. And this is basically Kiro's his plan going into motion. His plan is to destroy the school. So, and of course, Sullivan, it's revealed later on, he actually managed to get himself released from custody because of the fact they had no evidence on him. So he basically just walked out because they had clearly no evidence. And this is revealed in the flashback episode 18. So, you have Iruma, where he basically listens to his backstory, where apparently he's part of this very special clan, which that part is true, but apparently he's got barely any magic, which apparently is an embarrassment to his own mother, and she apparently decides to disown him because of the fact of his lack of magic. Yes, all because of that, which I think is kind of dumb, because of the fact he has barely any magic. So he's cast aside to this garden, where apparently a bunch of delinquents hang out here. And he runs this girl, which suspiciously looks like one of the teachers. Yeah, I mean, same hair color, looks like her, just more grown up. Now, in case you're curious, though, does this woman with the silver hair, does she ever interact with this particular character? No, not that I can think of, no. Yeah, as far as I can tell, they don't really interact with each other. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh, there's actually member 13 Crowns actually introduced in this one. I will get to her. Don't worry about that. I'm trying to find her here. She's actually a woman with silver. Okay. Her name is Momonosuke. Momonosuke. She, of course, has a thing for Cargolo. I mean, she especially looks like him. Like her, but I highly doubt it. It's probably just by sheer coincidence. We just have two characters who look almost exactly the same. Yeah. Kiro, of course, basically, well... Okay, her name is Yumiko Clueless. Yeah, she just appears in the flashback, and so it's revealed that thanks to the flashback here that she apparently was friends with him, show off her little special badge that she thought it was so cute as a private possession. He thinks is quite nice too, and then some boys decide to throw in the water. He of course tries to stop it thanks to his barrier power, which that's one thing he's good at, but he loses concentration and it falls in the water. So she's very sad about it, and she did note to him that his horns were pretty. So, as sort of a recompense for what he did, because he accidentally allowed her private bench to fall in the water, he proceeded to remove one of his horns and give it to her as an apology for what happened. And unknown if she pops up again, because as far as I can tell, she's only in this flashback. And apparently his dastardly plan is to destroy the school. Yep. By the way, Iruma basically managed to find him thanks to the ring. Yep, managed to get him there and poof, right out of my clothing room. And plan to use the very fireworks they actually worked, that him and the rest of the magical apparatus Battalier made. And he, of course, apparently the window, which apparently is not even shattered, apparently it's able to open just by pushing it. So he basically Now, the thing is about to explode. Everyone's like, "Oh, gather to the center." Thanks to the broadcast battalion, which they actually spoil something later, which is something we'll get to. So he uses the dragon power he got from the second arc. He uses much more power for, which basically activates the emergency, the spell he had to use that he promised his grandfather he would never use, but he had to use anyways because the fact it was an emergency. In case you're curious though, does he receive like any like talking to from Sullivan for it? No, not I can think of. I don't think that. Probably will discuss in the next few episodes per se. But I'm sure that Sullivan probably will accept the fact, despite the fact he did, Iruma did promise he wouldn't use it, but he had to use it because it was an emergency. I'm sure he probably would accept it, no problem. So, of course, he couldn't move for a while. And of course, one of those little joke in between episodes. Like, there's this hand drawn thing where apparently Kiro basically just played with it, like poking with a stick. It's apparently decided to stick his finger up his nose for some reason. I have no idea why. Yep, and of course, Iruma is like searching for Iruma the whole time, and eventually the fireworks do go off, and of course, like she's very happy to see them. Then of course, his grandfather, who is really the flashback after he escaped, after he basically was released, which he left basically because they had no evidence on him, no real actual evidence. So he proceeded. Now apparently there was like meteors mixed in with the fireworks stuff. And what Sullivan decided to do, he decided to stop time and spin around because that's his power. And he basically made like big explosions, make a big surprise. And then, of course, Iruma wakes up a little bit later after being unconscious for a while. And you might think, though, that Sullivan might be mad at him for using his power. But not really, no. He probably can understand just by watching the situation from the sidelines. Because seeing the actual dragon itself and seeing its power, he probably realized though that Iruma had no choice in the matter. He had to use it in order to break the barrier and save the whole school. Which I'm sure he was very happy with that. And of course, then we see it. I'm trying to remember her name here. Where Amori, where she basically confronts him later on about it. Yeah, and of course, Armor thinks that he should be hanging out with her, but watch it. But later on, they do in fact have fireworks. But after all that settled, and of course, Kiro's taken to custody, they actually had the Battalier party, which is the parents' night, basically. And of course, they have the three put on these special jackets, like no people who wear fireworks would do this. And they reduced to Claire's family, even though we previously reduced them. Of course, Claire reduced her whole family, minus her father for some reason. Yeah, he's absent from the picture. For some reason, he's just absent. Yeah, it's unknown exactly what happened to her father. Yes, you have Arua, Kochi, Kurimbao, Sensen, yes, Sensen, and Ranran. Ranran and Sissis are twins, and they're babies who can talk. Yep. And of course, the little baby's like crawling on top of a room, which I thought was so adorable seeing that. And then having the brothers basically just beat up Ozzy was so funny. And then they left to do their own thing. And then Ozzy's beautiful mom shows up. Like, wow. And of course, she's one of 13 heroes. Apparently, oh, you're Iruma. Basically, my son goes, oh, talk all about you. And you probably would think that eventually Iruma might visit his house. I don't know if he does visit his house, but he does visit Clara's house. Oh, I will be getting to that. Don't worry. When I eventually come back to the series and finishing Sun Vulcan, because I'm going to stop with 24, go back to Sun Vulcan, finish it up, and I'll come back here for that. But, so, after all that, and of course, they launch the fireworks off. Of course, Iruma's grandfather has to hang out with him, go to the stalls, like a reasonable grandparent would do. And according to him, it's actually the first time he's actually been to one of these. Well, for good reason. He didn't have any kids basically bring this. Now he does. And then we have the award ceremony where we have like that. Of course, everyone goes to the grand prize. Now, basically, the winner of the first award went to, I think it was. No, I know. Second award went to the new Magic Battalion. The second one went to the first one to. I'm trying to remember who was it, because I know the grand prize went to the broadcast battaliers. I'm trying to think, who was it? Oh yeah, it was the succubus one. Yep, the succubus one. Yep, they're the ones who won, and their grand prize is a key to an exclusive club. I'm like, okay. The other one basically gets like a special like tea to make more magic. Okay, and the grand prize is basically like a trophy, and of course these characters move up rank. But think, oh yeah, about the end of the ceremony. But lucky enough, the Misfits teacher comes in. Okay, he explains because of stuff happening, this group probably should have reported. So they decided to unveil a new award, the Tricky Award. And he awards it to the Magic Apparatus Battalion because of the fireworks stuff. Because of the fact also that they could have gotten in trouble, but because of what happened, they decided to let it slide for now. And the person who accepts the award is actually Iruma, who actually goes up one rank. He goes up to level 3. A grit, I think that's how you pronounce it. Yes, that's what basically he is now. Yeah, that's what he is at this point anyways. It's the Gemmel rank. But he actually raises a couple. Next time he raises a rank is not until like chapter 139. And you might ask, was this adapted for the anime? Not yet. No, it'll probably come in season 3 whenever it comes out. Yeah, but in the case of what else happens here? Well, we also have you have Iruma going to meet with Amari again, doing their live reading session, and then she had to stop at basically been hold because her father just happens to be around, and then of course Iruma just happened to walk around, and then all of a sudden Ruby's father, Hinori, just shows up, and they have a very awkward conversation, and he looks to him like, wait, he looks like somebody I know. Even Chibi does little squishing cheeks thing, just like Amari did. And then Amari shows up and says, "Oh, hi, Father. What are you doing here?" Yep. And that's how he found out this guy is actually her father. He does bring up the fact that he is kind of human before, but he was able to return back no problem. It was a pretty awkward conversation. Where the Emperor said it was very awkward. It's almost like he was very nervous to be around him. I'm like, okay, is Hinori very similar to Iruma? The fact they're very nervous around each other, especially around Nobu's beautiful daughter, who's also very tall. Yes, which I love. And of course, like they had the conversation, like, oh yeah, we have like talks together, and like what future. Of course, he's basically nearly fainting at the fact that possibly Iruma might take his daughter from him. He might. I mean, why not? I mean, currently Iruma is like 15 years old. How old is his beautiful daughter? She is 17. But hey, at least she's basically attracted to somebody who's hot. Or not hot, basically someone very handsome. From her perspective, anyways. Yep. But yeah, not much else to say about these episodes. But these episodes are actually pretty good. I'm thoroughly enjoying watching this anime. So yes, that's episode review. Next one is going to be a review of the newest chapters for Black Clover and My Hero Academia. Now, normally after that, I would do Mushoku and Jump into Carnation. But because episode 1000 came in one piece, I want to do that next after My Hero, okay? Video. Bye.